I forgot to mention another step that I do with these platforms that'll be laying up in an active bamboo growth area. And I knock out two problems. One, with this sheet metal attached to the bottom of the platform, bamboo hitting that is not going to be real happy, so it's going to go this way or that way, the rhizome, to get past the obstruction. The other thing that's nice with this, it will provide a protection for the wood from having ground contact. So the 2x6s will last me a little while to do, because this piece was bigger than the box I was using, but I got it on here, and it'll work out nice. Folds around. The decking boards will screw right down over that. So that looks good. In my summer of working in heating and air conditioning and making ductwork, well, that's how the box is going to look. I may space the boards out a little differently to lay over top of the face. Here is an early look at how the platform is going to be before I have the decking on the top. Things, of course, are not level at all. Let's just give me a quick look at how it's going to be. I was glad to see that the bamboo barrier will fold down, and therefore I'll be able to screw right through this into this and that with my 4-inch screws. I'll probably put another one right here, and this will be trimmed off flush, as will this here. So let me lay the decking on, have a rough look at how that appears as well. I like how this looks. That decking, of course, will slide over once this is trimmed out of the way. But as far as level goes, we're only right close to a 1/4 inch too low on this side. And that's a very, very easy fix. And let's see. The spacing, the number of boards is good for what we have here. We have, I don't know, about that much hangover over the box. And this gap here, I can easily put a mix of gravel back in there. That'll make things steady. Let's see about level here. So it's about a 1/4 inch off low this way, and I like that. That way water's not just going to sit on this in the rain, it's going to run this way. I am going to try and pick it up a little bit here because I want a level approach. But yeah, I am quite pleased with that. Now, take it all apart and do some things with leveling, getting things tied in exactly like I want it. The L-shaped support brace has now been trimmed like I said I was going to do. And for the base, I've got some slate here, or bluestone as they call it, that we brought back from one of our many trips to Pennsylvania. So that'll keep that end up off the ground, out of the dirt. And later on, after I get all this stuff built and put together, then I'm going to build my form for concrete in there, and we'll be good to go. The step waterproof patch and seal made by Gorilla. Actually, I didn't forget it. I just forgot to mention it earlier in the last little segment of video. So I've got it patched all the way around and at the end as well. And there you have it, drying in place. There she is. I've yet to screw down the boards, but that is how she's going to look. Once I screw the boards down, I will probably make the frame for the concrete. Now I'm officially done for the day. I've got my rough form to hold the concrete in. Nice, fat, deep block it's going to be. And that should help stabilize things. The vote is now in as to how things are going to be finished off. What we're going to do, this is just a rough idea of sorts. This bed here with landscape timbers going that way, we're going to extend the landscape timber from here to go to here. So what we'll have here is a bed that we can add soil, do plantings or whatever, have some soil in there that things can be planted, and probably in the back we will have rocks piled up against the unsightly bamboo barrier. And then on this side here, this will all be filled in with natural stone. So the wall that you see here will be continued around to here. And eventually what's going to happen, as what happens every spring, the vegetation up there is going to fall off for the new growth, and all that spring vegetation will cover everything nicely, and it'll look like it's been that way since forever and ever. All my gear is ready here to take out to the work first. I've got all my irrigation water gravel, so to speak, and my paver base out. They got these out of the way. I've got an 8-foot piece under the deck I'm going to get next. But what I need to do here is get this nice and level and tamped down, and get all this cleaned over to this rock. And this I want to get nice and level and tamped down. I see that I've got a stone right there. I'm going to check on that and see if that's really big or not. If it's small enough, I can just get it up and get everything to soil. And also, I'll be taking the form off of this concrete that I poured several days. My form came off nice and easy, and it looks good there. I'm not going to worry about the block of wood in the back. That can stay right where it is, because I won't be able to get it out anyway. The big rock that was in this hole here came up pretty easy, and it is a very odd rock. It's an amalgam of stones, 1, 2, 3 stones set in concrete. Lord knows you never can tell what you're going to find when you dig up stuff. I've got my first 2 levels of landscape timber in, and then I'm going to put a third level running to right. 3 levels of new landscape timber. 1, 2, 3, and then it ended right there like I said I would do. All the extra dirt I had piled up over there, I've put it all in here. We're a long ways towards being finished. I am finished for the day. We decided to go ahead and add another landscape timber to give it a little extra height, match up with this stone here, and go right flush to this big stone here. My next job is to go out, get some more dirt that I have permission to get from a local construction site, and we're going to have a hill of dirt sloping down to this corner here. Then I'm going to place some nice decorative stones to cover up the bamboo barrier. And this will be a nice bed to plant things. What you do when you don't have a truck and you need to go dig dirt from a place you've been given permission to dig dirt. And a few minutes later, you're all done, ready to go. The dirt I just got, I went ahead and wheelbarrowed in some from the back of my car. And this is going to be the general look. It's about even with this top landscape timber with a slight slope up. I put a few rocks in. I haven't finished yet piling dirt up here, mainly for 2 reasons. This is fresh waterproofing paint, and I don't want to get anything on that. The other reason is my wife and I agreed that this rock has too much of a slope downward, and you can see the gap between it and the wooden steps. So I'm going to level it out as best as I can. Now that I secured that rock, stabilized it, got it level, I went ahead and added in the rest of the stones here, and added the rest of my wheelbarrow of dirt. Like I said, there'll be a slope down like that. I am done for the day, and this is where we stand with things. As far as what's going to happen in here, my wife wanted me to take some more vegetative matter out of there so the bamboo barrier would stand up a little bit, and then slide this stone as closest to the bamboo barrier as I could. So I moved it about, oh, I don't know, 8 inches back. That was not easy at all. And with the soil that I got earlier this morning, went ahead and filled in all this area. You can tell I've hit everything with a hose just to wash dirt off the stone. And piled up just a little bit of soil around here to have less of a step up on that first step, and just smooth things out. The next things that will happen will be more stones going to be piled up in here, and once all that is done, this void in here and back along there and over here, I will be filling with some irrigation stone here. All of the wiggle waggle, so to speak, in the stones has been removed. They're firm. This area up here is firm. So yeah, This is nice. Thought I'd put my solar lights on out here and see how things look at night. I am not by any means for sure going to set this up, but it can wind up looking nice at night if you have the right light. Got my second load of dirt this morning. Added some in right here, level things out a bit, and most of it all went up in here. Just about a bin and a half worth of soil to take off that big scoop out area. So this will be a nice base to be adding stones in. You can see I already added some there, and I'll just be adding some more up in there, and I think we'll be pretty much done. Adding in these final rocks on the right hand side actually took me right at about 20 minutes, and I like the mix of horizontal and vertical just to give it some interest. I'm going to go now and harvest some pine straw from the other part of my yard to fill in here to give it a more finish. There you go. Rocks in. Nice softening effect with the pine straw. We are looking good. It's a little late in the day. It rained a lot today. So I'm going to leave the irrigation stone installment till later on. It is at last finished like I want it to be. Irrigation stone was added in the hollows, and some paver base was added. I did some changing around some stones here. Added this guy here, these guys here. Redid this, and I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, so if you look at the volume of stone coming this way, it's pretty hefty. Now before, in some of the other earlier videos, you would notice it dwindled down to a few little small stones here. That just didn't cut it. So to keep the flow, the idea of a volume of stone cruising right along into these bigger stones here, that's why I redid this whole area. And I added right into here this mega stone here. It used to have a very sharp point here coming all the way out to here, so I took that off, and you can see I hit it with the hose just to settle things down and clean things off, and I'm really pleased. Overall, including rain days, this whole project, all this, all that, and all this took me right at 14-15 days. So that's not too bad, working a few hours a day. Hope you enjoyed watching this whole project come to completion. Hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments. Ciao!